What's up, everybody?
Oh man, it's gonna be another Thursday night one.
I love Thursday nights.
Thursday night ones. They
Katherine
get
Bell.
weird, man.
Yeah, Katherine Bell, welcome.
Hi guys, good to
How
be
are you
here.
doing?
Yes, I'm
going
doing
on?
great.
I forgot to ask before the call, where are you geographically?
I'm in Santa Cruz, California.
Oh,
Fabulous
right.
Santa Cruz.
I
Where
love
are
it.
you guys? Where are you calling from?
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Oh, no, so sorry.
But
Oh,
Katherine,
you know, it's a nice place. I
love it.
get upset that everybody knocks it. I
Oh.
just
Oh,
you know, we're
really?
getting a little of the Jamaican hurricane weather up here, and it was rainy for the morning, but it got nice in the afternoon.
yeah.
Okay.
And Katherine, I'm from a town called Vallejo, not too terribly far from Santa
Oh,
Cruz.
Vallejo, yeah, that's not far. That's not far away. Well,
Yeah,
that's
so
what-
I grew
well,
up.
I grew up elsewhere, so that's I'm
Oh, cool.
a native. I'm a transplant.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Are you an East Coast transplant or like?
Yeah, Massachusetts near Boston.
Oh,
Makes
that's
sense.
funny. Yeah, it's funny because
Yeah.
nobody's
I
from
can
hear it.
California.
I can hear it.
Everybody just like nobody was from California. Everyone's
No.
from somewhere else.
I've had people that have tried to get me to move to LA, and they're like, no, they're all transplants.
Yeah,
And I'm
they're
like,
all transplants. Yeah, there's not
They're
a
all
single person.
self-centered.
Oh, well, that's a different story.
But that's
yeah.
LA too.
I don't know if
and-
Katherine calls it this too, but I call that the other California. Like, there's
Yeah, I know.
there's-
I mean, come on, it's like a 5-hour drive. It's like you guys going like to Maine or something. So
5 hours,
Yeah.
but 5 centuries of apart from each other. They seem like
That's true.
completely different worlds, right? Like,
Well, you even just drive an hour east of here into the Central Valley, and you get to be a different world too. So we
Yeah.
all have our little enclaves.
yeah, no, it's definitely an interesting place. That's one piece about moving to the East Coast. It's still 30 years after I moved to the East Coast. I still don't quite have my head around is like, it's just smaller. Like everything.
I would say depends on where you're all. Baltimore is definitely the smallest place I've lived. Long
But even New
Island
York
was
City,
a bunch
it's
of
like-
little cities.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but even New York City is like, everyone's like, oh, it's huge. I'm like, it's not that huge. It's actually pretty small. Like, it's
well,
not
yeah,
a big place.
geographically it's very small. There's
Yeah.
just a lot of people there.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff there, but
Yeah,
it's not all that big, right? California,
Yeah.
you drive 4 hours, you're still in the state. You drive 8 hours,
Yeah.
you're still in the state. Like,
yeah,
you just-
yeah.
Anyway, Katherine, thank you again, man. We got introduced to you through Scott, who is basically like one of our favoriteest human
Fucking
beings
awesome
ever
dude,
made.
man.
He is. He's
Just
my
an awesome
favorite, too.
dude.
I get
Yeah.
a lot of recommendations for my radio show from him, and he's been on 3 times or more, and
Oh, that's great.
awesome. Shout
Yeah,
out.
we
Yeah,
actually-
he met us in New York.
Yeah, he just met us
Wow.
out for a drink in New York. We were up there recording a podcast with somebody else, a former guest who's got a killer initiative named Matthew Zachary. But he's like, I only film in person. And Tom and I are like, well, fuck it. We could go up to, let's go record.
That's a straight
4
line
states
north.
is no big deal, right? 4
Yeah, yeah.
state lines. Yeah.
And then we said, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to be there. Let's send out an email to everybody who was in New York. So we had a bunch of guests come out and meet us. It was really fun, actually. I think we're going to.
I can't believe how many people we actually had from well, it makes sense, New York, but I mean, we had close to 10 on the list.
Yeah, and we can definitely do this on purpose next time, but it's fun. Now I'm thinking like you're at least the second person we've had from the Bay Area. So like I'm wondering if we have to do something out there.
Got a
you know?
list. Starting up a new list.
Yeah,
right?
we got a new list, man. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
exactly. So listen, I want to dig in here, but like how walk us into
You're getting the question,
Before today,
Katherine. You're
yeah.
getting the question.
getting the question like how did you get here, man?
Come on,
Like
tell me.
yeah.
Tell me. I'm ready. I'm all
How-
ears.
How'd you get here?
how did you get here, man?
So, how long you got? Okay.
Yeah,
well,
we've got like
It's
an hour.
long format, you know. The less we have to talk, the better. I'm pretty beat.
Yeah.
So I started out in Massachusetts, like we were talking about, and I was raised by a family of scientists. We were all hardcore scientists. There's 4 kids. Both my parents, all physics. My mom was a black sheep. She's in chemistry, and so of course I'm going to do physics because what else am I going to do? It's the family profession, and I was good at it. So like, go ahead, I'm going to do physics. I got to college, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to rebel. I'm going to do astrophysics.
Yeah.
Study the stars. Woo! Study the stars. Also, and I loved it. And for a while, I got my degree from Williams College, went to UC Santa Cruz, which is how I ended up here. And got to work on my PhD, finished that in 93. So that's my degree is astrophysics. and love the area, love the Santa Cruz area here, and went over the hill to be employed locally because I wasn't going to move. I didn't want to leave. And so I got hired. I worked my ass off to get hired by NASA. And I worked over the hill at Moffett Field for 11 years as a NASA civil servant. And I hated it. Hated it. I know. You spend like years, decades studying for something. You think this is going to be what it's going to be. This is how it's going to be. It's going to be great. This is how it's supposed to be. And sucked.
Is that why Mark Rober left?
I don't know.
I mean, he went.
We still watch that squirrel obstacle course video.
Oh, that guy, yeah, he's great. Oh my god, yeah.
That guy went from making
the healthy people are the ones who get out.
I gotcha.
But it's some people, it's the perfect thing, and if you can get a professional science gig, it's hard to come by. So if you get, I kind of feel bad that I guess I took someone's science gig. Again, that wasn't for me. But they hired somebody else, I'm sure, after I quit. Yeah. So I was just miserable. I was like, okay, I'm going to keep doing it because this is what I said I was going to do. And I'm going to like stay with the program because this is what I was told to do. And my father was so proud of me. I'm a space scientist. Oh, I'm working for NASA. And I hated it. So I was just like, okay, I'm going to go another day. Here we go. I'm going to work. And I had these most miserable dreams. These dreams I was just like living in a castle, like, oh, these walls so thick, I'm all alone, and everything's in black and white. And I had these dreams of like battles. Like I would be like way like looking down from a mile high, and there's like these battles, these warriors surging one way, and then they're surging the other way, and they were like in black and white, and they were all, killing each other. There's just horrible dreams. I'm like, what is this? This is like something that I'm really removed from, but some big war was going on inside of me, some big, huge battle. And I wasn't even really aware of it. I even thought miserable was fine. Like maybe it's okay to be miserable. Like this is how life is. Like we just got to do what we got to do. So I'm just gotta be miserable, I guess. So I'm going to do that. And it kind of chugged along. And, I started up a dream group because of these dreams. I'm like, what the heck are they? What are these all about? It felt like there was something meaningful in these dreams. And, I didn't even realize it had anything to do with my choice of career or my personal existence, like the way I was isolated from everybody. My first boyfriend was age 24 before I even had a relationship. And so because I was like, no, keep your distance, not safe. But I was closed down, very, very closed down. And, so I was like exploring these dreams. Like, what does this mean? These battles I'm seeing from far, far, far away. And it started to kind of wear me down, like to feel into these dreams and feel into this sense of like misery. Like, this is just true. Like, really? Is this really true that, I feel into the gray castle and I'm thinking, is this really what life is like for me? I'm like, yeah, I guess so. And so I was able to kind of realize that these were true feelings and that they mattered bit by bit. But the real crux came. So I did finally get married. I had a kid and I quit my job. And because I had the kid and my husband was like, I'm not staying home with the kid. You want to come over here and you take this on because you wanted this kid, which is true. That's a whole nother story. But they basically, I did quit NASA. But then I'm like, but now what? Now what do I do? Because the marriage was not going well. It was built on these kind of false pretenses of like, yes, I am like a happy and fulfilled person because that's what I thought I was supposed to.
You were checking boxes.
Yeah,
huh?
I mean, and then what? It sounds like you're
41 when he was born. My baby was born, so I was like, my alarm clock had gone off apparently.
Yeah,
and so the marriage was falling apart, and then a year after the baby was born, I was up in Columbia, River Gorge, on a windsurfing trip. I used to do a lot of windsurfing. And I was like, I got this pain in my gut. I'm like, oh, what is that? I'm like, okay, I don't care. Doesn't matter. Like, this is the way I am with my life. It doesn't matter. I can ignore it. And so I'm like, okay, no, it's fine. the thing is, my husband was not with me because he was back in Santa Cruz with, and I even knew this, he was with a woman that he would eventually leave me for. But I was not going to let myself know that either. I'm so good at denial. Oh my God. So good at, dissociating and denial. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be fine. Like, oh, the pain in my gut. It's fine. It's fine. Appendix ruptured, almost died.
Jesus.
Spent 10 years. Oh God, it felt like 10 years. 10 days in the hospital up there. And the doctor was like, you got to pay attention to your body because it's got information for you.
It was screaming at you, lady.
Yeah.
I thought I was just ahead. I thought I was like, oh, there was nothing going on below the neck. Because I was like, just ignore that. And so, it was really horrific. And it was like a wake-up call. It was such a wake-up call. I was like, okay. Something is like, I almost died because I ignored my feelings. And I'm like, okay. This is like a huge message from the universe, message to myself. I was grieving. I was in so much pain that I could have abandoned myself to that degree that I almost died. And it was just, those days I was like, morphine. I was totally hallucinating for days.
Oh, wow.
And I got back home finally, and the marriage still sucked. The baby was a lot of work. It was fine, but the baby was great, but the marriage still sucked. And then I'm like, okay, I've got to pay attention to my feelings. I've got to learn to connect with this human body that I have. And I was already doing these dream groups. And so I got more interested in that. I met a group that was doing one-on-one dream work, like where you would just talk with one person about your set of dreams. And they was like, so, okay, this is telling you what's really happening for you right now. And most of it I didn't want to hear because I'm like, really? No, that's terrible. That's what I put myself into that position. And yet it was true. And I finally realized that this misery I was feeling was true. And it was useful for me to feel those feelings because feelings make you move. Like a feeling comes up whenever there's like a big resonance and something feels really good. You want to move towards it. That's the good feelings. Or they come up when there's something's really bad and you want to get away from it. So this is a really useful system, the system of feelings in the humans. And the dream started to connect me to these sensations and these emotions, these feelings. And I started to pay attention to them. And I got deeper and deeper into this dream world, which turned out to be a bit of a cult. Turned out to be not a healthy situation, but I learned
Thursday night cult night.
Listen, Katherine, I literally almost Karnak moment this. I kid you not. Like 30 seconds ago, I'm like, this kind of sounds like the beginnings of a cult. And I'm like sitting here like, and listen, I'm a cynical asshole because we've been talking about this shit for like 4 years on the show. And we're like, I'm just like automatically everything's a cult, man. Like
I was gonna make a cigar dream reference. And then I'm like, no, she's going down the cult
path. But the thing is, this is just like a teen. This is like this, and it was bad. But luckily, I lived. I didn't get too deep in. I was like. But this is why I have to be like cagey about what this group was because I don't want to get sued. I'm not asking for details. They collapsed. They're gone. But I learned a lot. I learned like a shit ton about how to work with dreams and why that's valuable. And so I was able to kind of sort out. But the thing is, dreams, like they highlight a lot of spiritual longing. Like they highlight the ways that we really want more, that we want people to tell us the answers. And so if you have somebody who's unethical, they'd be happy to tell you the answers, which means send me your money.
Sure.
And so, it's very vulnerable to share your dream with somebody else. Like, I think that's why people get so squirmy when you start sharing a dream. You're like, oh, you're going to show me now your guts. Like, you're going to show me like the inner stuff. And so there's something extremely vulnerable about speaking a dream out loud. And yet that's where the power is, because you can hear yourself speaking and feel the moment of the dream. And so there's a lot of power there in the dreams, and yet there's a lot of vulnerability. I mean, so this kind of like vulnerability can be a power. It can be a way that to be vulnerable with someone is a way to deepen the relationship.
Katherine,
but you got to be sure you want to deepen the relationship with that person.
Yeah, and Tom, are you not hearing like so many repeats from Joel?
Yeah.
Like
he was in like 10 cults.
He was in so many cults. He was in all of the
cults.
cults.
He was collecting them all. Lifetime learner. Yes.
Yeah. So we had a guy, Joel Schaefer, on, and he
was on my show too.
He was. Yeah. So you know him. He and
totally.
You guys are speaking like from the same rubric. It's almost like you guys are like, and it's funny because he has a completely different approach. Obviously, he was shamanistic, and you know him, so I don't need to explain it.
But, like Carlos Castaneda.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like totally different vibe, but like still the message is super similar, isn't it? Like you know,
totally.
Like and it's funny because before that show with Joel, outside of like what Tom's like joking about, like cigar drink, like
dick jokes,
like it's all always about a dick. I don't know why. Like, why is it always?
Your mom has a dick, is what the joke is. I think somewhere in there. I don't know. I didn't study Freud.
We have a joke. You don't have to have one to be one. That's
exactly. There you go.
Son. You don't have to have one to be one.
Prior to his episode, I'll be honest, I never really sort of gave this much more credence past the dick joke cigar, reference. Like it was sort of like, okay, fine. That's just where this story ends. Mostly because I wasn't interested in diving past that point. Like, cause it was kind of like, all right, this is just clinical psychology. I don't need to go into that. Like, I don't really care, then Joel comes on and kind of appends that for me in a way that I was like, all right, listen, I'm not fully at the place where I could somatically tune my inner shaman, right? Like I'm not there, but I'm also I don't have a lot of education around that. So I have no fluency in that. But philosophically, when he's talking about like how they do it, like, hey, activate this thing in your body, interact with a memory. The more you do this, the further back you go, the more you're in touch with your dreams, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like sitting there going, even if I don't agree with any of this, it is actually a very logical it's a very logical trail. Like this makes total sense.
I'm literally in the middle of a book on awakening your psychic ability. I forget who the author is, but he's talking about this connection to Edgar Cayce, right?
Oh, yeah.
And specifically Edgar Cayce talking about dreams as a way of interpreting your subconscious. Right? And like
dialoguing with, I would say not. Yeah. I mean, I have a hard interpretations of a sore subject for me, but go ahead.
Well, no, that's okay.
I want to hear more about that in a second.
No, because that was probably how they got you.
Yeah.
You want me to interpret that for you?
They did. Well, actually, you're right, and you're Tom. You're totally right because this guy in the cult.
Yeah,
he would say,
"Were you in Joel's cult? Is that how you know him?"
he would just say, "This is what your dream means," and. The thing is, like, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe. Yeah, okay, got it. And so this is one of the things that was very formative for me because now when I work with my people, I go, well, so what do you think your dream means? Or I say, like, here's about 3 different possible ideas that could be being explored by this dream. Because I have the saying, which is a dream can be meaningful even if you don't know what it means.
Sure. That makes sense.
Because the meaning pins it down like a butterfly on a mat and then it's dead, right? If you have like the dream means that, then the dream is dead. And so like, I want to live with the dream, with butterfly, right? See, I want to like dance with the dream. I want to like be like in a relationship with the dream. And if you pin it to a mat, then it's dead. So I do a non-interpretive way of working with dreams that anybody can do because it's non-interpretive. It doesn't require a degree in anything or any psychological training and all that.
We're talking about dreams, and all I want to do is ask you about that big rock asteroid, and that people are saying is aliens. And that was so ADHD of me.
Yeah.
I'm like, is it an alien?
Yeah.
No.
Well, that's you talking about the cigar-shaped one, the Amaroma.
Yeah.
That was just a while ago. We're over
That's
that one.
hilarious.
Who knows? Maybe so. I kind of hope so. I mean, like, wouldn't that be interesting to find something totally
That would be
different?
better than anything that's going on here now.
That's what I'm talking about.
Can you guys fix this shit or end us all? I don't care.
Yeah.
well,
Coin toss.
Your choice.
Yeah, dealer's
Press
choice.
the big red button, the big green button.
What's really funny is we had Dave the Mystic on the show.
Dave the Mystic. We talk about him so much.
I mean, he might have to be our third partner at some point, or our fourth partner at some point, right? So Dave came on and he said, extraterrestrials come here, and interdimensional beings come here on like a sport trip, almost like a vacation, like, right? Because
okay.
Because if you're in a society is advanced enough to be able to travel interdimensionally or intracosmically, like, anywhere you want,
Right.
then you're probably already at a place where you're not, like, you're telepathic. Probably you're not, that your problems are kind of like not the same because everyone's kind of leveled out, right? And they've been doing it a long time. And his argument is like, yeah, we worked that idea out 1,000 years ago. It didn't work. Let's just move on. And everything kind of becomes kind of dull. And again, philosophically, I'm like, oh man, I can see where that happens too. If everything gets too perfect, then
they're just in an amusement park.
Yeah, we are their amusement park.
You want to see this shit show?
Maybe we are. That's what the whole thing about purgatory. Like, is this Earth school? Like, this is the amusement park between our, being dead.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know. I think this is the bad place.
Yeah.
Not the good place. Is
Not the good place.
I mean, I hope you're laughing because you saw that show, because I can tell you that, like, I love that show. That was like the
Good Place?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that show. I thought that was great. I loved it.
I just thought that was the quirkiest, most fun show ever. And like, when you talk about weird thought bubbles, that runs the gamut.
Yeah.
But very much as the same as the Matrix, right? If we made it too perfect, you guys all got bored and offed yourselves.
Yeah.
So there's something about the struggle. There's something about the struggle. Like, for me, the good place is like she's trying to learn how to be a better person.
Yeah.
And like, I heard this years ago, and I cannot find the source, but I think it was actually an old Scott Mason podcast.
Interesting.
Probably.
And it wasn't him, but one guest said something like, the definition of a good person is someone who's trying to be a better person. I'm like, oh, God, that's it. I mean,
that does make sense.
And so there's something about like evolution that I think of being alive, being human, and the dreams are pushing us. They're kind of pushing us in that direction. There's something about being better, whatever better means. I mean, it doesn't really need to. It's just like growth. Like, you're growing, and it doesn't have a goal. There is no end point. But there's something about this life that this evolution that we've gone through that I think we're moving not towards something, but we're growing.
Right.
And there's something about like this. For me, that's the value of this life. Like, I was suicidal for a long time because I was so unhappy. I thought that was normal. Like, okay, I got my pills.
I had another healthcare professional say to me after I made a statement, "Hey, that's passive suicidal ideation," and I went, "Oh, there's a term for it. Yeah, I have that. Asking to die, but like know."
Exactly. But the reason I never did it because I decided that I would just lose all the progress I'd made. It was a cop-out. I thought it would be a cop-out.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. I totally get that.
And then I'll have to do all this shit all over again.
It's a fucking weird thing to agree with wholeheartedly, but I'm like, I can totally see that. I can't.
Like, I'm going to have to reat this shit?
That's the ultimate.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, no.
In a weird
Just
way.
sit for the final. Just sit for the fucking final. Squeak it out. Get the C. Just get through.
Yeah. In a weird way, Katherine, though, you're right.
Hopefully it's on a curve.
No, we hope.
That's sort of like the weirdest way to say like the ultimate failure, right? Like, you're like, fuck, I failed in the most epic way possible. I tapped out, like, and you're kind of like, well, wait a minute. And it's like,
but I kind of get it too. I kind of have so much sympathy for that. Like, it feels so rough, man. It feels so rough.
It's like, what can I do about it? Like, I understand the impulse.
And I think it's really impossible to like not feel sort of at a spot where you're way overwhelmed with things, because we just have so many things happening. I mean, the course of 12, let's say you're awake for 15 hours. You could have 27 different catastrophic events happen inside of that time frame, right? Like, and at no point in history has that ever been possible, right? Aside from now, right? Even in the news era early on, you still had like three stories
You'd be
in a
weeks
day.
until you heard about an event.
Yeah, right.
That's true.
Like, so this is like a reasonably new, not even reasonably, I mean, in our continuum of humanity, it's really fucking new, like 1 second ago kind of new, right? But we're not like, I don't think we're, I got real deep down the Dunbar number rabbit hole a couple years, like a decade ago.
Where how many people you can have.
Exactly, right, yeah.
But I don't believe that because, it's maybe because I have this fucking podcast and you guys have podcasts and I know these people, like maybe I don't even remember them, but if I like hear their voice, I'm like, oh
yeah. There's a connection. Yeah,
totally.
So I think Dunbar number was more directed towards people you would have meaningful interactions with.
What is this?
I get it, but like, we have a great show, right? I'm having a great show with you, but like, there is an above average chance.
Oh, we're not even waiting until the end to say that now. We're calling it halfway through.
Yeah, no, this is
look at us.
The best fucking
this
show
is the best
we've ever
fucking
had.
show.
But like, it's certainly, we can say, even if you and I talked like every month for the rest of our lives, it's still not like my parents or my
thank God.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
I love my parents, but I can't talk to them.
No. And I think Dunbar more described that kind of relationship, not so much.
But I think there must be a huge variation because there's plenty of people who don't have 20 people that they can talk to.
So that
I think that's,
and again, that's
what I find is anybody that I start working dreams with. Okay, so the podcast is one thing, and we're having conversation.
Yeah.
But once I start like exploring dreams with people, like in my groups or one-on-one stuff, it's like, whoa, you really get to see like in people, and you get to like get a perspective, and it's like, okay, I got a glimpse of what's going on over there. Then there feels like there can be like all my best friends nowadays are my dream friends.
Yeah. And that makes sense. And actually, that's a great bridge.
Are you starting a cult?
Yeah. Are you starting a cult? Yeah.
Yes, I am starting the cult.
It's totally not a cult.
Yeah.
You're on to
Look at this, Catherine. I joined the Church of the Gnome. And
look at that.
They literally, their advertisement is, we're totally not a cult. And I said, I'm in.
Yes, since you said you're not a cult. Yeah.
That's that guarantees that you are a cult.
I don't know.
So, Catherine, like you say, when you're working with dream people, like I wanted to kind of figure out how you jumped into like making a realization about the dreams and then saying like, I can help out with this because like, and then I guess the part B of that or mixed in with it is, like, why do we have any real need to examine them at this level? Like, how do you see this being helpful sort of in your growth or your whatever?
Totally.
Like, how does that work?
Well, I will start by saying you don't have to look at your dreams at all. Like they're a subconscious process. By definition, they happen below the level of consciousness. And so just like your digestion, your heartbeat, even your breathing, like these subconscious processes do not need to be examined. They work great on their own. Right. I mean, just gonna go. I'm still a scientist, so just this moment of science here, which is that any species they have looked for dream-like behavior, and they have found. So all your mammals dream, of course, your dogs, your cats, your squirrels. Octopuses dream. They flash colors during their sleep. They go through little periods where they flash colors. Cuttlefish will make little danger signs in the middle of their sleep. They're dreaming when they're asleep. Okay, there's even evidence spiders dream.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's like evidence. We don't know what dream means for somebody.
I so want to know what a spider dreams about.
I know. Isn't that interesting?
That sounds amazing.
There's something incredibly valuable about the dream in itself as it is subconscious without needing, as far as we know, our dogs are not having like dream groups. My dog's not over there talking to his brother.
Yeah,
going,
I know, definitely
what are you dreaming about? And yet, okay. So, but then there's also like things like the breath, which are marginally subconscious. They're most of the time it's below the level of consciousness, but there are so many spiritual practices that involve making the breath conscious, like meditation, different
breath
yoga,
work, anything.
pranayama. So this is like something that the ancients have discovered by making this particular subconscious process conscious, you can deepen its healing effects. And I believe the same is true about dreams. And
are you speaking about lucid dreaming in this case? Or
no. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I hardly ever do. It doesn't
Okay.
have to be lucid. No, that's just, I just have, sour grapes because I hardly ever get to lucid dream. So I
I get it.
No, any dream, any regular old nighttime dream. And there's fascinating differences between people's dream worlds. But anyway, to say that if the dreams that you do remember, you explore and you talk about them, here's what I think is going on. And this is my best guess, my best understanding of what's going on is that the dream, because it's helpful in itself as a subconscious process, the ones you don't remember is doing just as much work as the ones you do remember. And I think the way they would do it is because they put your mind and your body into a certain state, like a neurological state, like they inspire an emotion. You see something and it like creates some kind of feeling in you, and that feeling is valuable. And that whatever feeling that dream creates, whatever memories that it inspires in you is valuable. And I don't need to know why. That's why you don't have to interpret your dreams, that you get to say, okay, this is valuable. And I don't know why. And yet there's something here that maybe it reminds me of a childhood situation that wasn't so great. And it can be helpful then to go talk about that childhood situation that wasn't so great. But you don't have to. You can just say, okay, it reminds me of that. And somehow this dream, this feeling that the dream is putting me in is helping me unravel the pain of that. So that is the dream itself that is shifting us. And I feel like there has been a tremendous acceleration in my growth and my learning to connect with my body and my spirituality and my relationships as I've gotten deeper into exploring my dreams. And I think it's just because I'm learning to trust the dream, the dream as it is. And, I can go into look up all of Google. What does horse mean if you dream about a horse? What does that mean? That could be a rabbit hole. And it can be valuable. You can find little things that go, okay, yeah, oh, wow. Ooh, I hadn't thought of that. The dreamer's aha. Wow. Like just when you go, oh my God, that makes sense. That's the dreamer's aha. And that's what you trust. You don't have to understand it. Once again, you just trust it.
But like, I always had a problem with that. And I'm curious if you know anything about this, but like, I agree. I never had words for it before you just said this, but like it is a subconscious thing, and therefore it is hyper local, right? Like it's not like we're not like we don't have an Ethernet cable connecting all of our brains.
I don't know.
Hold on. Before you know what? As the words were coming out of my mouth, I was like,
Jeff Tarrant was on. We talked about this.
All right. Listen, sorry. The words weren't even out of my mouth before I regretted saying it, right? Okay.
If it's a local event, okay.
It's a local event. What I meant by that is like, do we really, is it rational to think that everyone would interpret horse in a similar way, or even a statistically relevant amount of people,
I would
right?
say
like,
no, but I would say it would have to have like a cultural contextual meaning
so possibly
within that.
Green might mean money in the United States because our money is green. Okay, I get that. Benjamin Franklin might initiate wealth, but again, these are culturally relevant. Things like horse, not so much, right? Maybe cow in India because like it's got a religious sort of undertone, but like. And maybe a pig in Judaism, or you know what I mean? Like there's a couple standouts that maybe we can.
Or maybe you got, so the horse has some of these general things, but maybe if you got bucked by a horse when you were 10 and you broke your leg and you walk like a cripple for the rest of your life. And so that the horse is like a dangerous thing for you. That's a dangerous thing.
Meanwhile, if you were a championship horseback riding,
hyper local, right? And so that supersedes any cultural.
Right.
As far as I'm concerned, that's the most important thing.
But that was my disconnect with that theory that like, this means this means that. I'm like, well, I don't know, man. And I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. That never.
I'm not a big fan of Googling symbols. Let me be clear. I don't think Googling symbols, it can be helpful like as a fourth or fifth or sixth thing to do with the dream, but I wouldn't start there.
Well, there was this thing, Sapir-Whorf hypothesis that we found that basically said that like language is interpreted by the structure that the people hearing it learned it through and live in, kind of, right? Like, so it's basically
structure. Okay.
So in other words, like people that live in, what was the example? The guy who introduced us to this is, I'm trying to get him on the show. We're trying to figure out a good way to do this, but like if you were in like, a harsh territory. The language tends to sound harsher, like Russian is very like succinct and angry.
Yeah. Okay.
And not only that, but like how culturally words land are different than they land in like Norway. That's like a way softer place. Right. Like, and I don't know, it was just a structural thing. And I was kind of like, okay, well, so like structurally, that means that my subconscious is going to be probably different too, because if we follow that rabbit hole, like that's where that ends. Right. So I'm like sitting here going, I don't know, this always this like friction with me about like,
but don't forget that the prefrontal cortex is like just a small part of the whole brain. And like, that's where language is, that's where symbols are. And so that the rest of the brain, all the cerebellum and all this, parietal lobe and temporal lobe and all this, those are all have to do with sensations from the body that are pre-verbal. And so a lot and the dreaming happens in the pre-verbal part of the brain. It happens like down below the prefrontal cortex, which is like the thinking, judging brain. That part kind of goes quiet when we go to sleep.
So do we have to send that to process language so we understand what it is, or do we just understand that language innately?
Well, I think we see a lot of it's visual.
I see.
And feeling. Because the hippocampus and the amygdala are all involved. And so that's like really about feeling and like emotions in particular. And actually interesting, not very much sensations in dreams, like actual like even pain and things.
Yeah, I don't have sensations, but my dreams are very auditory, actually.
Like, I really want to keep asking Katherine, like, hey, I really dreamed that I missed the bus one time. And I was like, I woke up and I'm like, oh, fuck, I missed the bus. And it was like a metaphor for something that was going on in my life. And I'm like, how the fuck is it so on the nose?
Yeah.
I was
like, I don't need to interpret this. I literally missed the bus.
Right. Totally. And yet, there's layers. Okay. I always think layers. Don't stop there, Tom.
No, I didn't. I don't want to tell you the rest because it involves the rest of my family and I'll get myself in trouble.
Besides, it would be too vulnerable. You wouldn't want to share a dream with me.
No. I don't give a fuck about that. I just. No, I'll cry right now, Katherine. You don't even know me.
Well, I'm just saying, like, there's layers. And so, like, you can say, like, I know exactly what that dream means. But then you got their dead butterfly pinned to the mat. Yeah. And, like, okay, it's a beautiful butterfly. But that's only one layer. Like, I have dreams from childhood that I've gone back into, like, multiple times and interpreted them. See, there's that word. See, you fall into that. But
I didn't do it.
Yeah. Look at us, dude.
Different perspectives.
Blame Freud or somebody. I don't know. Jung. I don't care.
It's just like there's many different ways of looking at things, and they call this stirring the pot. Like sometimes in dream groups where someone will say, "Oh yeah, so this is a dream about how wonderful it was to to grow up in the home I grew up in or something," and then someone will go, "Oh yeah, but what if you look at it the opposite way?" And actually, it's an example of how stifled you are, and it's like, of course, I'm doing very poor modeling right here. So if this were my dream, I might consider that it would be so. That you see, there's ways of like slowly flipping a dream. Like, the thing about the being in the castle, like I was telling you that early dream of mine of like being defended. Like, okay, so yes, I'm isolated from everybody else. I'm totally alone. And yet I'm safe. I am freaking safe.
Yeah.
Like I've got, 6 foot thick walls. I am safe. And so there's never, and it's something that's totally bad about something in the dream or totally good, because there's the good side of that. And then there's the bad side of that. And the question is, what's the most meaningful to you? What's the most helpful for you to move forward?
Yeah, and I think ultimately with dreams that I remember, that's the takeaway for me too. It's like, you know what? Any interpretation is probably the right interpretation. It's just the one that I
but careful, because you could start saying, well, then why bother?
No. I don't say that at all. It's actually just the opposite. But it's like, because I'll go through like a list too, right? I'll be like, okay, well, what did that mean? Did it mean this? Maybe it meant that. But then when you're ruminating it on, and it's very rare for me to remember a dream past like a few minutes after I wake up. It just kind of fades real quick.
I really wish I remember my dreams better.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
We can talk about that.
By the time I brush my teeth, like it's usually gone.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't brush your teeth first. You gotta don't even roll over.
I have a periodontist that would beg to differ.
No, don't. You're still in bed. Keep your journal. You gotta have your journal right next to you.
It right there. I've heard that
your
before
phone.
too.
I use my phone.
Yeah.
And and you got to keep it right there. And if possible, don't even roll over, because the literal rolling over can make the dream go away.
Oh, wow.
But the thing is, you don't need that many dreams, like a couple of dreams a week, and you got a lot of material to work with. So it's like, you don't have to remember that many, but if you have a few, it can be really helpful to just kind of give you something to chew over. Go like, like here I am, like in the rose garden. Like I had a dream not that long ago about being in a rose garden. And I'm like, and so even when I'm like working really hard and I'm pushing, I'm like, oh yeah, but I'm also in this rose garden. And it's just kind of like something kind of relaxes in me. I'm like, oh, that's the rose garden. How about that?
Now,
and then
do
I go
you
back
generally see, is it common to have trends sort of like this week and maybe half of next week? I'm kind of.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, it can go for months and years even, but these themes, these recurring themes, they're not the same every time. They slowly evolve. The only time they're the same every time is if you're in this horrible situation of intense post-traumatic stress disorder, like a PTSD, like you had some traumatic battle experience or car wreck or something that, and then if the dreams replay it precisely over and over again, and they're like usually like the trauma, then get help, because that means your record is stuck.
Yeah,
you can't get past that.
So you can have reoccurring dreams with variations, huh?
Yes. And so you think people say, "Oh, I had the same nightmare every time," and like, okay, tell me the nightmare, and then they'll say, "But this time." My hands were not tied. Oh, okay. They're not tied. So sometimes they're tied, sometimes they're not tied. And so they're not the same. And noticing those differences is kind of the key to recognizing how the evolution is happening. So noticing the changes accelerates them.
And you know what? I won't quote Joel again, I hope, but he said kind of the same thing. It's like the more you sit with these memories, the more access to memories you have. I feels like you're saying a similar thing about dreaming. It's like the more you sort of sit with the dream, it seems like it's easier to access and or easier to recall.
Well, dreams love attention, like we all do. Like, and so if you like start writing down dreams, like even people listening to this podcast, they're listening to dreams. We're talking about
people
dreams.
listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
Well, at least the three of us.
Yeah, at least.
Well, I'll never listen to this.
You start to have a conversation. What was that, Tom?
I'll never listen to this.
Oh, I know. I can't listen to my own radio show, my podcast. I'm just like, who is that?
That's funny.
But you know what I'm saying though is oh shit. What am I saying?
I'm sorry, I threw you off there.
No. So there's like a conversation. It becomes a conversation. So like I have this rose dream, and I'm like, oh, roses. Oh, okay. Roses.
What's up with roses?
And then I have another dream, and then maybe there's something about like why it's scary for me to relax and be in the roses. Like I started to notice the thorns or something. So it becomes a conversation. It's like the rose dream seems like this beautiful dream, and it was a beautiful dream. But maybe it's hard for me to accept beauty. It's hard for me to be peaceful. It's hard for me to feel kind of relaxed. And so then when I start to feel relaxed, I start to panic. I'm like, it's not safe. I gotta. And so then you start to have a conversation. So then the dream showed me that I can relax. I know how to be in the rose garden. But then the next dream might be about why I didn't feel safe for me to relax. I had to stay on all the time. I had to be hypervigilant. So there becomes a conversation, because then that dream shows me a little bit about why it's so hard for me to relax, the next dream. And then the next dream is like, so it becomes like, then you maybe work with that dream a little bit. And then you start to see, that's because of the thing that happened when you were 10 or, so there, so it becomes like a trail of breadcrumbs or something. And it kind of leads you through this evolution. And I have a theory about where it's leading us, but
where's it leading us?
Where's it leading us?
There might be a secret. I don't know.
Like the conversation or like the dreams?
Well, both. I mean, I think is there something about evolution? Like we're talking about the fact that the dreams are leading us through that they are helping us unravel our trauma, that they're helping us come face to face with our fears, and that they're helping us recognize what our relationship to the situation is. Like, is this really safe or not? Or what do we long for? What are we being pulled toward? Do we get to be creative, or do we have to keep that hidden?
Somewhat like a shift in consciousness.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
And what I've noticed over time is that It's happened for me and happened a lot of dreamers I work with, that over time, the dreams kind of put you in touch with your body and with your mind and with your spirituality, whatever that is. People are very different about this, but you start to like recognize that I can kind of trust myself. You know, all the time I was walking around like this. I was not trusting myself. I was saying, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to do that because that's what I'm supposed to do. And I didn't trust my own urges to go, this sucks. But as I learned to trust the urge to say, oh, forget that, no, or yes to this, no to that. So I start to learn to trust those parts of myself. Then I become a more authentic, connected human being. And I've started to look around me and I can notice the world. I start to like trust that this is actually, I'm still learning it myself, that this is like a friendly universe, that there's some way, like the Einstein question, is the universe friendly or not? Is there a way that maybe this universe was made for me? I mean, certain situations make it hard to accept that. And yet there seems to be like a trend to recognizing that just the life is valuable, and that this, whatever we're doing in the world is valuable, and that the world itself is kind of colluding to open doors for me. Like, I can't believe I found this whole thing of the dreams that was just so helpful.
Katherine, do you think this is particularly your pathway, right? Almost like your like other people might find it through deep meditation. Other people might find it through ecstatic dance or something, and there's no, I'm not making fun of it. I just can't move like that.
I'm laughing because you're right. There's a million things.
There's so many things to unpack there, and here I am going to like, I want to ask Katherine about the African dream bean. Has she ever tried it? Is that going to fuck stuff up? Oh my God. It's a nut that's like this big, and I bought them and they're sitting in my, I totally don't have drugs in the house box. Cause I'm like, when do I really want to have crazy ass dreams? And I'm like,
African dream bean. I have not heard
Google it. Apparently it helps people with lucid dreaming. And I found it because somebody was like, I spent 6 months teaching myself to lucid dream, and then it stitches into some dude going, you could just eat this. I was like, there's always some dude selling a shortcut.
For $9.95. Yeah.
Well, I got it off of Etsy from a shaman.
Yeah, of course.
Well, then it must be fine. It's totally fine. Go with it. But you report back. You do some tests and report back.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they're years old now. I don't even know if they go bad.
What's the expiration date on African dream beans, I wonder?
I have no idea. I don't even think it's a bean. I think it's a seed.
It's from Spencer's Gifts.
It's a nut, all right.
It probably comes with a lot of cigars.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
there's plenty of like shortcuts, like that people talk about the lucid dreaming shortcuts, but I don't know. I'm okay with not lucid dreaming. I occasionally do.
But then if you can control the dream, is it really subconscious?
Yes. See, and that's really helping me. If I can, I was controlling my life for so long. Do I really want to also control my dreams?
Want to control my dreams? How much of a lunatic am I anyway?
Well, people talk about, Robert Wagner's fabulous, Bob Haas, they talk about like you can ask the consciousness of the dream, what do I need to know? Like, sounds really useful. And they always talk about these miraculous things that they
and you're saying kind of setting the stage for the dream. You're not actually talking about controlling, though. I'm doing this exercise while I'm getting ready for bed, right?
Well, some people, some people control their dreams.
Yeah.
And from within the dream. And occasionally I'll like in a dream go like, oh, that can't happen. Well, actually, it kind of happens anyway automatically when there's a seam in the dream, when something's happening in a dream and then suddenly there's like a cut and then you reappear in the next scene. This is pretty common in dreams. I call them seams where like come together. And in some way that's kind of controlling the dream, because what usually happens in those moments is right before the seam, there's something happening that I can't really deal with. And either it's something really terrifying or scary, or it's something wonderful that I'm just not ready to put in yet. I'm just like, gazing into his eyes and whoop, oh my God, now I'm sorting my backpack, So like I'm gazing into his eyes, but then suddenly I'm like scrabbling for something. So,
that's crazy.
Or maybe I'm, being ripped to pieces, and then suddenly it's like up in the clouds, it's all fine. And so there are some, we do kind of change the dream just subconsciously sometimes.
I
So
know,
if
right? Especially right before I wake up, I've had some times where I feel like I'm definitely steering that dream. Like it's like my body knows I'm about to wake up.
Right.
You know, and I'm like, all right, I know I'm dreaming. I know I only got a couple minutes left. Let's just have fun with this a little bit, see what happens.
And what do you do? What do you usually do, Matt?
You know, those dreams usually are like some kind of event, right? Like I'm at like a concert or I'm in an office like environment or something. Like there's something happening, like I'm involved in something. It's not like me observing something. It's me actively involved with something. You know, and so basically, and it's like, it's funny because then I do stupid shit in the dream. I'm like oh,
what?
can I like do a backflip off of this? Or, you know, like, it's just dumb stuff, but it's just enough for me to know that I'm controlling the joystick for a second, and then it's over just like that, right? Like it's usually like the very, very end.
That sounds great.
But you know what? It's funny is like, I do wish I remembered more of them. I really don't remember that many. I remember that I did dream.
Yeah.
Like I could tell you, I don't remember dreaming last night, but the night before I definitely did. I don't remember what the dream was, but I do remember it happening. And I wish I did know more or remember more.
Well, just you stating that out loud right now is going to help. And you know, of course, the most important thing is to have a way to record it and have a plan.
That's a good, your phone's always
Matt, I think I've got 3 of these dream beans. I'll bring one to our next third Thursday.
You can mail me the third one.
I will totally mail you the third one. I'm just gonna. It's a hard shell, so I'm just gonna write your address on the outside, and put a stamp on the other, and see what happens.
I'll look for it. Okay, I'll keep my eye out.
So, like, I'm just curious. Like, let's say you're a person who's like, I never remember anything. I don't remember shit. Like, how long does it take to activate? Have you seen what's like your worst
to get some people to get your attention? Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Well, you know, I don't know if there's any hard fast answer, but really the intention is the main thing, and having a plan, like just kind of developing a relationship with your dreams can be helpful. In remembering more of them, because then you're like kind of curious, like, oh, I wonder if I'm seeing that gnome character again or something. Just saw.
So I've got a really active imagination and a fairly wide interest landscape, if you will, right? Like, and so how would I know when I wrote down my dream, it's like lunchtime, I'm kind of like ruminating on it, you know, like letting it kind of soak in. I feel like I wouldn't trust what parts were actually part of the dream and what parts I've filled in with a storyteller, you know,
I can see that. Totally. I can see that.
I can I'm going to be that guy. I'm not going to lie to you.
You know what? I'm okay with all of it. It's all imagination taps into the subconscious too. So I think it's all good. You know, we're never going to really get what the dream is actually about. Even if I'm still laying in bed and I reach over and get my phone and I'm like doing a dictation and then they swarmed over, you know, that's still my interpretation of what just happened.
Right. I can see my wife punching me square in the mouth if I do that. I wake her up talking about like I was in the castle and then bang. What the fuck are you doing? It's 3 a.m.
It's probably a little easier for women to sit on the toilet and do the thing. Whereas the guys, I don't know, it's a little awkward. But, you know, the thing is, the dream report, the thing you write down, is never exactly what the dream was.
Right. We're not recording it. It's not like you're whipping out your iPhone.
You know, there's some weird science that people are talking about, like doing brain scans.
Yeah, I saw some of that. Yeah.
Like you
what are we
train the system.
They're going to be able to record your dream.
Yeah. So I don't know. We're a long way from that still, but until we get to develop that technology, it's just going to be whatever you write down, filtered through your conscious mind, which was asleep, which was not participating, and yet it's still valuable. It still helps. I don't know why.
What movie was that where they could record the dreams and people go watch them like a movie?
Oh God.
I definitely remember seeing that. They were like, that guy has the best dreams.
Was that Tom Cruise? No,
that was Vanilla Sky.
Like young.
Yeah, no, Minority Report. Was that Minority Report with Tom?
Oh, that was another one, but that's another one.
That was a cognition thing, though. Which is also like, those advanced aliens. They're the whole planet's like the precogs in that, you know, like
right.
Yeah.
But
I feel like I non sequitur us.
So I got used to it. I recorded it like.
Yeah.
What do you like? when is it time to call in professional help? Like what
do
am
you
I
just sit
to,
there and ruminate and meditate on it? And then
I'm just curious.
That's a great place to start. I call that basking. Dream basking.
I love it.
You just you look at the dream, whatever you wrote down something. You look at it and you kind of let it reconstruct in your mind. You kind of feel into what the feelings are. Sometimes you'll notice more details than you actually wrote down. And sure, I trust that. I'm okay with that. And just kind of go with that. And maybe it even feels a little different. Like maybe it's helpful to write down the emotions because sometimes it's different when you remember it later, or they're surprising. Like I had one recently where I was frustrated and I'm like, but what? The dream, there's nothing frustrating in the dream, but yet that's what the feeling. I wrote it down. So anyway, you can bask in those emotions and the images and say, okay, just trusting there's something valuable happening. This is an evolution at work. Okay.
Right.
This is what we do. This is what dreams are for. They're to help me rearrange my brain or something. And and then you can compare it to previous dreams and look for patterns and look for changes, look for seeing what's going on. I would say the time to consult a professional is when you really have an intense question and you're really this is meaningful and I don't get it.
I see.
And this is speaking to me, but I don't know what it's saying. Like, what is it saying? Like when you're having that. So but you don't have to start with a professional. Let me say you can start with your wife over a cup of coffee or, your husband, whatever. And then you just say the dream out loud and you can even kind of train these relationships and say, I just want to say a dream here. And you don't have to interpret it for me. See?
Right. Yeah.
But I just want to say it. And something
you don't have to interpret it.
Interpret it.
We will not interpret shit.
I feel like I did that to you, and I'm so sorry.
It's part of my cult. It's my cult that you not interpret.
Her cult's actually called interpret. Just let
if you send me $5,000, I'll get interpret out of your lexicon.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
So, but basically, I am always amazed by this because on my radio show, I very often start out by just speaking a dream out loud. One of my personal dreams that I had some recent dream. And I would just say the dream. And then I may say a few words about the feeling that came up in the dream and what it reminds me of. And I am amazed at how often I will get an aha just by saying out loud and nobody's talking back to me. I don't even know if anyone was listening. Like you said, who's listening?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying out loud and I go, oh my God, that reminded me of my father, wow, okay. And just by saying it out loud. So that's kind of the next step is to say it out loud.
And in this case, you're doing it in front of an audience, right?
Yeah, totally.
Because almost it sounds like I feel like you're saying it like you're stepping into a role. As you're giving this out, like you're acting it out almost as you're verbalizing it. And then you're also getting to watch it. So you're going like, oh, here's the play.
Yes.
And you're getting to see it from outside yourself a little.
Tom, that's the nail on the head. Because one of the things I love to do in my dream groups and is to actually, so this is in a more formal space, Zoom, I'm going to say Zoom. And somebody shares a dream and then people act out the different parts of the dream. And you kind of, even on Zoom, you can you can be the tree and you're the freeway underneath the tree and you're the police car going down the freeway. And so you have people playing the different roles of the figures in the dream. And that,
Matt's going to talk about IFS now.
Nope.
You're not going to mention IFS now. You're not going to mention parts therapy. This is a parts therapy conversation.
I did one session one time with an IFS therapist and I read a book. That's it. But I did read the book. So I know a little bit about Dick Schwartz.
No, but that sounds like what you're doing there. You're like, I'm giving these people these roles in the dream, which may represent different parts of their subconsciousness.
Totally.
Making fun of me, Katherine, because I've brought that up about 400 times on the show.
No, but we've had, dude, how many fucking guests have we had on that have done IFS?
On the show. I had it.
Totally right.
It's I think for us, it's always seeing those common themes between guests. And believe me, there's been 5 or 6 times I've bit my tongue going, oh, that's Chinese medicine.
Right.
Yeah.
Even in this conversation, right?
You know what? This is an exact thing of what this is kind of like what fascinates me about these topics in general, right? if you're like the regular public, right? You go through and you're like, I had a dream, I didn't have a dream. This is what it was. I was wearing blue, and what do you want for breakfast? Like, like it's sort of like
it ends there.
Then you go to the other side of the spectrum. You've got ultra woo, like levitation, meditation, doves coming out of your ears, and you're interpreting the dream. And there's a huge gap in between those two. But like, what's interesting nowadays is like what Tom was saying is like, we have had so many people on the show now, and there's so many things that we can kind of pull together that now you're like sitting there going, you know what, it's fun to freely move through interpretive spaces with these things and how those Venn diagram over one another, because my personal evolution is coming out of the nuance of that Venn diagram, right? Like, and so like in this space, the circles all move and the Venn changes, but I still feel like it's drawing from like IFS, it's drawing from hypnotherapy, it's drawing from near-death experiences.
But we're all humans. We have certain like physiological characteristics. We have certain psychological characteristics. So these different methods, it makes sense that these different methods would kind of, actually, for me, that's kind of confirms both of them, that they're kind of coming to the same idea.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's validates.
And what's interesting about this idea too is that like, in order for me to have made that evolution, and a lot of people I've talked to that are in the same boat, is like, the magic is accepting that parts therapy is possible. Because if you even understand that concept is plausible, not just possible, but plausible, then you now start to realize, wait a minute, everybody in my dream is just me, maybe, and it's all fucking me, and it's all just parts of me expressing different ways, and that's
valuable.
It's valuable in the sense you're like, hey, I learned this is the lover, this is the fighter, this is the parent, this is the adversary, this is the neighbor.
I love that. I mean, even the one perspective of the dream, like the me in the dream self, sometimes they call it the dream ego, like the me in the dream, is like, I usually think of this is the part of me that I'm most familiar with. But then over here, there's like a dinosaur coming and going like, oh yeah, what about me? Don't forget about me. And so there's these other parts of me that I'm less familiar with are outside of the dream self.
Yeah, that was me Friday night in college after too many bombs.
The dinosaurs start showing up.
Yeah, the dinosaurs started showing up. You're like, oh man, what was in those mushrooms?
Not again.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're looking at health. You guys talk about the irreverent health. This is your thing. And so you're addressing like human beings, humans' health in particular. And so there's parallels. There's different ways in. There's different, like the whole, the Eastern medicine, the Oriental medicine kind of thing. It has the meridians, there's different ways there's Kundalini, there's different things that are very related, and yet they have different terminology for those things. And yet it's the same. Same thing. It's like that darn elephant. You feel the leg.
The elephant comes up a lot.
The blind man and the elephant.
Well, the same elephant, right?
So and like, you know what, but it's neat to have a fluency in all of these things, because at the end of the day, you're right. It's all about the human condition. And I would argue that irreverent health isn't running parallel to these things. These things are they're part of the woven thread that we are finding out is more fun
even
to
us
talk
joking about a Thursday night guest. This is when these conversations happen.
Yeah.
Friday morning is normally like our let's sit down and talk about biosciences.
They're all great shows.
We'll have a different conversation.
Yeah, it's a completely different conversation. And Matt and I have been toying with the idea of doing these kind of like panels where, like, hell, we'll put you on with a parts therapist and a hypnotist, and let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, don't forget a psychedelic therapist. Somebody was.
Oh, we got those
for days.
Spades.
Yeah.
We also had, we had Tony Lawrence on, who runs a quantum computer company, and that conversation got real fucking weird.
That one fucked me up, man. I thought I was going to stroke out there for a second or two.
You're an astrophysics lady, man. This shit was like,
I'm saying,
when he started talking about dimensions, I'm like, wait a minute, but if we do something here, then the other dimensions are aware that we're doing it.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, and I'm like, do we want that? Like, have we asked
good thing
ourselves,
or
is
not,
this
Katherine?
good?
Yeah. Is this putting our best foot forward?
Where are we in the dimensional
God.
ranking?
Yeah,
Are we
yeah.
on the low end? Should we not be
Ooh.
yelling upwards?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Oh man, I'm on board. Sign me up.
And you know what we realized? I don't know, maybe by episode like 40, like we're like, hey, you know what? It's all health, right? Like
It's all health.
Yes,
It's all health.
Exactly.
If
And
it's
like-
part of the human condition,
Yep.
it's health.
And
Yep.
and like it's funny, people like who never would like you think like ultra conservative. I had 2 ultra conservative friends of mine, both of which have watched the show. And they're like, dude, your show's great. And
I'm
I'm like,
so
that's
getting
really
on a list.
I'm funny. It's no, but it's
Do you see
fun that
Feline
there's-
Castro behind me?
Oh, I do. I do.
Yeah. Well, listen, they like it because they're like, it's a human conversation. It's like I'm talking with my friends and I feel very
It's a
connected to
barstool
that.
conversation. Yeah.
And they're like, I never would have thought Dave the Mystic was health, but like I had this experience recently when his show aired. A friend of mine called me and he said, I am been alive for this long and all these things, and I never would have admitted that. But like I had a very similar experience. And then he opened up about it, and it was really interesting because how is that not health, right? Like that's absolutely health, right? That connected an inner part of him with the outer part of the rest of us, which was was interesting to me.
And speaking of Dave the Mystic, you are in the same vein, somebody who was very, very science-based. He was an electrical engineer, right? And then the other half of the brain starts getting activated. And you start going in a very different direction, right? Oh, no, this is the pivot. And, sometimes it was a traumatic thing. Sometimes it was hey, this just isn't right for me. But there is this shift to bringing that in. And I think in a Dave the Mystic kind of way, when he did stuff with me, he's like, so here's my electrical engineering part. I'm going to give you a fucking spreadsheet at the end of this.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool. You don't lose it. You just reinterpret it a little.
So
Like, you got
Katherine,
that on sheets?
We need a swear jar. And when it says the word interpret, you got to put in like
you got to put
$100.
that's fucking
Yeah,
hilarious. Yeah. Is a swear jar for swears? No, just for the word interpret.
I believe, like, Katherine, we're also playing with this idea that we're going to make T-shirts with a quote or something from everybody's episode. And we were thinking, like, rather than keep the money, we would donate it to, like, a cause for somebody. Your shirt might be interpret.
Yeah.
Hashtag interpret.
Yeah, hashtag.
You gotta do what you gotta do. You do you. All right, I trust you.
That's fucking hilarious.
Imagine the Irreverent Fest with thousands of people wearing shirts with quotes from episodes.
Yeah.
I love it.
That would be hilarious.
That would be
Katherine,
amazing.
Like, what's a good? I don't know. Like, what's your favorite way to interact with people? Are you a one-on-one kind of person, or are you like a group person? Like, what's your sort of?
I do all that. I mean, I do the podcasting course, and I also do one-on-one session work. I do groups. I have 3 running dream groups right now, and if it gets more people, I'll sign them up. I did workshops for about 3 or 4 years. I did workshops every week where I had like 12, 15 people, and then we just kind of for 90 minutes talked about dreams. That was a really good way to go, and so I want to start those up again. But I have a lot of different approaches. I'm working on a book.
Of course, I love it.
I'm looking for a publisher.
Love books.
Publish it yourself.
Publish it yourself. Yeah, don't even bother with that. That's fucking nuts. It's like in this day and age, it's almost, it's. I don't know. I know a lot of authors, and a lot of them are like, this slog sucks. Like,
I know. Well, I'm gonna give it a try. We'll see.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you can get somebody that's like interested, then go with them. But don't pay somebody to help you self-publish.
No, okay.
I've been on that ride.
Yeah.
And drop, like, we got some pretty awesome AI. Drop some links so people can get in touch with you. Yeah, just saying.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, my webpage is Experiential Dreamwork. This is and it's because it's all about the experiential dream work. It's like, it's not about the interpretation.
It's not about the interpretation.
It's not about the interpretation.
You see that? All three of us just said it one time.
Yeah.
See, she's got us in the cult already.
She's got us in the cult. It starts with mirroring. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like I said, Joel sort of cracked the door open for me. You've sort of swung it open, and now I'm kind of like, all right, what?
Good.
I don't believe in coincidence, right? Like, and like we've had two people in a really short amount of time tell me interesting shit about dreams.
It's called synchronicity, baby.
Yeah, and I'm like, I feel like I might have to pay attention now.
Look, and I've got this notebook right here that we wrote the Akashic Record stuff in. I wrote my psychomantium experiments in, and it now can be a dream journal.
Yeah,
it can go right near the bed.
Good. See, you're all set. Pen and paper. That's some people swear by pen and paper. It's the best.
You know what? I had a
coach.
You
get these pens with little light at the end, so you don't even have to turn your light on. You just click on the pen and it.
See, Dave the Mystic told me I'd get good at auto writing if I practiced. So I think
maybe.
Let's just do it in the dark and see what happens.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
There's actually a trick about that. If you put your finger on the page and then write and then move your finger down, then you write again, then you're less likely to write on top of what you did before.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I want it to look like I'm a psychopath.
Like a 6-year-old in a sugar crash. Yeah. You're like, yeah.
We didn't know he was going to go crazy. Oh, there were signs.
Yeah, there were signs. Have you seen his dream journal?
Have you seen his dream journal? There's some sick shit in there.
Well, just to say that's the name of my podcast. We mentioned I haven't said the name of it yet, so that's the
there's
name
some
of
sick shit in there.
There's some sick shit in there. Is that?
Well, you know, it is what it is. It's over community radio though, so we don't get to say shit.
Oh, bummer. Where can we listen to that though? Is it like online somewhere as well?
It's online anywhere. Yeah, Apple Podcasts or any of that. It's got a bright orange logo with like a headset that's kind of sinking into the waters. And it's called.
What was it called? I don't think I heard you say.
The Dream Journal.
The Dream Journal. That was the name of it. Oh, okay.
That's the name of the podcast. Is the Dream Journal.
Tom and I both thought it's called like there's sick shit in there. I'm like, wow, what a great name for your podcast.
Amazing. Let me subscribe right now.
Yeah, no, that's
a great fucking show.
Not going to go over well for the FCC.
Yeah, that is.
Matt and I like to get pulled on YouTube.
Yeah.
Good thing, because I think that's happening.
Well, man, Katherine, this is fun, and thank you for coming by. I always get like kind of like not pensive, but kind of pensive when we have these kinds of conversations because I'm sitting there going, "Fuck, man, now I kind of want to roll up my sleeves."
We got to go down this hole further.
I got to go down this hole now. Damn it! Thank you for giving me that more to do.
Well, see what's down there. You know, maybe everything will be peaches and cream, but maybe there's also some things that. And actually, lovely peaches and cream is a wonderful way to go into your dreams because I like to call my approach the treasure hunt approach, where you look for the good stuff. Why not look for the rose gardens and the good stuff because they're in there. Even nightmares have like these golden moments a lot of times.
Yeah.
So
it's not all chainsaws and blood, right? Like it's like
exactly. I mean, exactly.
We got to deal with that part, but there's some good stuff in there.
Wait,
too.
I feel like we didn't ask the question: Am I a man dreaming I'm a butterfly, or am I a butterfly dreaming I'm a man? See, Chinese philosophy right there. Let's go. No,
Shuangzi.
Only
the dreamer can say, as we like to say. Only the dreamer can say.
See, look, we solved it right there. It was like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Fuck, and this guy's sitting on a rock somewhere meditating on that shit.
Yeah. And now we have 2 shirts. We have to put, only the dreamer can say now. Like
only the dreamer can say. Yeah. See, that's even better.
Katherine will only promote that one. The interpret one, she's like, no, hard pass.
Oh, I know which one's selling better.
Yeah.
If they're listening to us, they're probably dicks.
Yeah.
Let me alienate the audience.
Yeah.
You don't have to have one to be one. Don't forget. You don't have to have one.
You don't have to have one to be one.
It's
that
just
is correct.
Cigars everywhere.
But sometimes when you have one, you are also one. So, you know.
Could go either way.
Katherine, thank you so much again. I appreciate it, man.
This was great. Thank you for taking the time.
I hope you all have
so much. Really appreciate it.
Fantastic weekends.
You too.
All right.
Be subversive, irreverent.
Health is wealth, but you knew that.
Everybody knows that.
But so is following us on social media at Irreverent Health. And check out our website for more exclusive content at irreverenthealth.com.
Oh, I like this.
Thanks for tuning into this episode of Irreverent Health.